Hello everyone. In this session, let us do an exercise on array. Array is one of the hot topics in the interview. A lot of times question related to arrays and other data structures are there in the interviews. So in this session, let us do an exercise on array, and at the end of this section, you will find some more programs on array, some frequently asked questions on array along with the answer key. So let us do this program to reverse the contents of an array. Again, this is one of the frequently asked questions in the interview, to reverse the contents of an array. So let us say we have an integer array, int arr is equal to, let us say the contents are something like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So we have these integer contents inside this array, and we want to create a program to reverse the contents. So we want to reverse the array. So what is the logic? Logic would be, we will apply a for loop on the array, and for the first iteration of the for loop, we will reverse the first and last element of the array. So we will swap the locations. So 10 will get swapped with 60. For the second iteration, 20 will get swapped with 50. For the third iteration, 30 will get swapped with 40, and then our array will get reversed. So ideally, we will have to put the iterations on the array from the 0th element to the middle element of the array. No need to reverse, no need to iterate from 0th element to the last element. All we need to do is just iterate the for loop on the array from the 0th element to the mid of the array. So let us take a for loop. Let us say we want to iterate from int I is equal to 0, because array starts from 0, the first element's index is 0. Then I less than or equal to arr dot length minus 1, that is the index of the last element of the array, and divided by 2, because we want to iterate from 0 to mid of the array. So arr dot length minus 1 will give us the highest index of the array, and then we are dividing it by 2 because we want to iterate from 0 to mid, and then I plus plus. Now over here we need two loop variables. One is this I, which will iterate from 0 to the mid. Also we will need another variable which will iterate from the last element of the array towards the mid. Like values of I will be 0, 1, 2 when we want to do the swapping. And let us say we have another element, say int j is equal to, which is starting from the last element, which in this case is 5. Values of j should iterate with like 5, 4, 3. So it will be arr dot length minus 1. So two variables in the loop. One is iterating in the ascending order, another is iterating in the descending order. And let us take a temporary variable also for swapping purpose. So we want to swap the contents of two variables, same concept. We take a temporary variable and take the value of arr of I into the temporary variable, then accept the value of arr of j into arr of I, and whatever is the temporary value we have kept into temp, we can take it back into the arr of j. So in this way, the values of arr of I and arr of j are getting swapped. So this will go on for all iterations. So value of I will be increased by this I plus plus. For j we can use j minus minus over here. So what will happen at the end of first iteration, 10 and 60 will get swapped, then I will get jumped to 20 and j will get jumped to 50. J minus minus will make it to this last but one element of the array, and this will continue until all the iterations are exhausted, that is from the beginning to the mid of the array. And at the end of this whole iteration, if you quickly see the contents of the array, so let us use a special modified for loop to display all the contents quickly. This is an integer array, so for each integer x in the collection of integers, that is array here, we want to display all the x here. So when you run this program, you will see the contents of array got reversed over here, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. What if there is one more element added? Like in this case, like you might think this is like number of elements of the array are even in this case. What if number of elements are odd? Doesn't matter. Let us say if something like 35 come between, same program will work. If you run, it will show 60, 50, 40, 35, 30. Just remember, we need to iterate from the beginning of the array to the midsection. Okay, this is frequently asked interview question, and also you will see more of such questions at the end of this section along with the answer key. Thank you.